excuse me, I didn't think, John and I go back for our college years. We went to college together. I was best man at his wedding. I was there the first night he met Andrea. It's just, he's just one heck of a guy. I could stand here and talk about him for 2 hours. I'm going to tell you a couple of John Delserone stories. I was principal at the high school, and an irate parent came in. I want to see Mr. Delserone. I said, well, calm down, come on to my office. I figured out this guy's going to say, hey, my son's not playing, Delserone's no good, etc., etc. But John knew how to handle people. I called John up during his period, and I was, third or fourth period it was, and I was in the office, and I said, come on, John, let's talk this gentleman about his child, about his football player. Now, I never heard this before in all my years of being a principal, coach, or anything. This man went to Mr. Delserone and said, why is my son playing? He's only a 9th grader. I don't want him to get hurt. I was stunned. John broke out laughing. He goes, Mr. Costello, I'm not worried about your son getting hurt. I'm worried about him hurting somebody. And that is a true story. Now I'm going to tell you the Marcus Merrick story. And this goes along with what Eddie Pritz said about Mr. Delserone preparing everybody. I'm walking down the hall, and I see Merrick in the library. He has these headphones on, and I think, what the heck? He's listening to radio during school time. School time is for education, anything to do with school. I go to Marcus. Marcus, don't say nothing. You got a detention. Whoa, Mr. Sloan, wait a minute. Here, take the headphones. I said, it's too late. This is this rock and roll music or whatever you're doing. He said, take the headphones. I go there. This is Coach Delserone. On first down, their tendency is to do this. On second down, they're going to do this. On third down, when they punt, they may fake. Hamilton Baden will put 00 in the tight end, and they'll flare him out, and they'll throw a pass to him. I said, no detention. I said, go listen to the rest of the tape. You know, I could talk about John forever, but I really loved him. He was just a great guy. The best thing I ever did with John, he went to Venango Christian up in Oil City, and he coached. And I think the team won one game in 10 years. With John's first year, I think it was 4-4. He did a tremendous job. I introduced him to my buddy George Economitis, and George was on the board, and we had an opening. And the rest was history. Undefeated, 1978 state champions, undefeated. And he Chris took a lot of wind out of my speech here tonight because he talked about John, just what I want to say, how prepared he was, how he cared for his kids, how he had the teams. They were like this. Those kids ran around together all their lives. And, you know, he was just a tremendous guy and a tremendous coach. And I'm really honored that I had the privilege to be one of the presenters. This time, I'd like to present John Jr.
When Brookfield won the state championship, I was the ripe old age of 1. So it's kind of surreal for me to be here and see, you know, Eddie and Darwin and Randy and people that played for him, and like his coaches too, you know, Coach Aramo, Coach Doge, Coach Lipovich. It was a funny thing. Like what I remember about you guys, I was probably 3 or 4, and you'd be in our basement at our house in Austintown. And there would be, I'll go downstairs and there would be Dunkin' Donuts boxes everywhere. Like, I'm like, who eats this many Dunkin' Donuts? It's crazy. It's one of the only things I remember. You know, but my dad, you know, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease when I was 3, and he died when I was 10. So I really didn't know him that well. I never actually heard his voice because he was paralyzed in the years I could remember, so he would spell out stuff. He would actually spell out, like he would even, discipline me with by spelling words out with his eyes. He would tell me to go in the corner if I did something wrong or something. So he was even disciplining me when he couldn't even move. But it's funny because you guys, the way you talk about him and stuff, it's just that's all I can go on is what you guys are saying. It's like, he's like a god in Brookfield. It's like it amazes me, when I hear the stuff you have to say. And he made such a positive impact on so many people's lives. And Coach Flipovich told me a story that I think typified my dad. And that was, you those that know him, this probably is the story that really tells the true him. Is he was, I guess he'd just been diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease at the Cleveland Clinic, and the whole coaching staff went up to see him, for the first time or whatever. And he was in the bed, and the guy next to him was going to have heart surgery. He was like panicking, and my dad, he already been diagnosed, and all the coaches were up there. He was ignoring all of them, and he was worried about the guy who was having heart surgery because this guy was all nervous and stuff. He wasn't even worried about him. It was a death sentence for him. He was going down, but he was more worried about the guy in the bed next to him. And I think if there's anything you could take away from my father, it's that to have a positive impact in people's lives. All this sports stuff is fun and great, but at the end of the day, it's how many people you affected, at the end of the day. So I'm honored to accept this.